Hello everyone and welcome back to Rajput, Jain and Associate. In this video, we will discuss about refund process under GST. So let's begin with our today's video. So when the goods and service tax or GST came into the origin, it also brought into place multiple systems and mechanisms for refunds. After that, multiple refund claims have been filed by the taxpayer and a standardized form has been introduced. So starting with the meaning of GST refund. GST refund is a process in which the registered taxpayers can claim the excess amount if they have paid more than their respective GST liability. They can claim after submitting a refund application with the necessary details on the GST portal. The cash flow and working capital requirements of manufacturers and exporters could be adversely affected if a refund is delayed. As a result, one of the intentions of the implementation of GST is to ensure that the refund process is smoother than the manufacturers and the exporters do not face issues due to delays. By ensuring that the refund process is facilitated quickly, tax administration becomes more effective. The GST regime has provisions relating to refunds and it aims at streamlining and standardizing the procedures about refunds under GST. Therefore, a standardized form has been created to make claims for refunds. The procedure for making claims can be completed online and that too on time. Next, we come on to the situation that can lead to refund claims. So a proper refund mechanism is necessary for effective tax administration as trade is facilitated via the release of blocked finances for modernization, expansion and working capital requirements of a business. The situations that can lead to refund claims include the following. These are the export of commodities or services, deemed exports, refund of taxes when embassies make purchases, supplies to developers and units in special economic zone, refund of accrued income tax credit on account of inverted duty structure, refund of pre-deposit, refund arising from order, judgment, direction or decree of the appellate tribunal, appellate authority or any court of law, finalization of provisional assessment, excess payment because of any error, refund due to issuance of refund vouchers for taxes paid on advances against which commodities or services haven't been supplied, refunds to overseas tourists of GST paid on the commodities within the country and carried out to an international location when they depart India, refund of SGST and CGST paid by considering the supply in the course of interstate commerce or trade. Next, we have the refund process under GST. So in order to process a refund claim, the following procedure must be adhered to. Firstly, the applicant is required to visit the GST portal and fill in the application form meant for claiming refund. Then, the applicant will receive an email or SMS which contains an acknowledgement number after filing of the application. Then comes the cash and the return ledger that is to be adjusted and the carry forward input tax credit be reduced automatically. After that, the application for refund along with the documents be submitted will be scrutinized by the authority within a period of 30 days after filing of the refund application. Next is the unjust enrichment concept, which will involve thorough scrutinization of the application by the GST authorities. In case the application does not qualify, the refund will be transferred to a consumer welfare fund. Then, in case the refund claimed by the individual in excess of the predetermined amount of refund, a pre-audit process will be conducted before the refund is sanctioned. After that, the credit of the refund will be done electronically to the applicant's account through NEFT, RTGS or even through ECS. Individuals are allowed to make their application for refund at the end of each quarter. So, in case the amount of refund is less than 1000, no refund will be provided to the individual. Now let's discuss about the forms involved in GST refund. So first one is form GST RFD-01. So RFD-01 must be filed for the following types of GST refund claims, like where there is excess cash balance from the electronic cash ledger or excess tax payment. Then the IGST paid on export of services, that is with the payment of taxes. After that, the accumulated ITC due to the export of goods and services without payment of taxes. Then comes the accumulated ITC due to supplies made to SEZ units or SEZ developers, and that too without payment of taxes. And after that, the ITC accumulated due to inverted tax structure, that is where the tax on inputs is more or higher than the tax on outputs. Next is that if a recipient of deemed export has paid the tax on inward supplies that qualify as deemed export and has claimed ITC for the tax paid in the electronic credit ledger, the recipient of these deemed export is eligible for a refund of tax paid by them. After that comes the tax paid on supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developers, that is with payment of taxes. Then comes the tax paid on an intrastate supply later held as interstate supply and vice versa. Next, if a supplier of deemed export paid taxes on deemed supplies without charging and collecting tax from the buyer of deemed export, then he would be eligible to claim it as a refund. Next, on account of assessment or provisional assessment or appeal or any other order, there is also provision for claiming a refund on any other ground in RFD-01. Care must be taken to declare consistent information of the invoices in GSTR1 where it applies an RFD1. A certificate by a chartered accountant or a cost accountant shall also be submitted under certain cases. Now, the refund application in RFD1 can be filed by undertaking the following steps. Firstly, the applicant shall log in into the GST portal and go to the Services tab and then click on Refunds and select Application of Refund option. Then in step 2, as the page that appears, select the reason for refund or the type of refund and click on Create Refund Application. After that, select the period for which a refund is to be applied and select Yes or No on the dialog box, that is if you want to file a nil refund. In case of nil refund application, the taxpayer can check mark the declaration and proceed to file using either their DSC or EVC option. This step is not applicable in types of refunds such as excess cash balance in the ledger, intrastate supply later held as interstate supply and vice versa, assessment or provisional assessment or appeal, or any other order. Then under step 4, enter the details on the relevant page that gets displayed based on the type of refund selected in the previous step. Under type 1, you can select excess cash balance in the electronic cash ledger, enter the amount of cash to be claimed as a refund. Then under type 2, excess tax paid through GSTR 3B. So enter the details of the GSTR 3B in which such tax payment was done in cash. After that comes type 3, where it is accumulated ITC due to export of goods and services without payment of tax. So download the statement 3 and enter the details of export invoice documents on which the refund is claimed. Generate the JSON file and upload it on the GST portal and validate the errors if any. In the column computation of refund to be claimed under statement 3A, enter the aggregate turnover, adjusted turnover and net input tax credit. Validation takes place to compute the maximum amount of refund that the taxpayer is eligible for. Then comes the type 4, that is the accumulated ITC due to supplies made to SEZ unit or SEZ developer without the payment of tax. So there is a prerequisite that GSTR1 and GSTR3B of the selected period must be filed. The steps remain the same as the ones laid down for the type 3 refund given above. However, the statement will be statement 5. A CSV file can be uploaded instead of JSON. After that comes type 5, which is for the ITC accumulated due to inverted tax structure. So inverted tax structure means the tax rate and the amount paid on the inputs are higher than that of the outputs. The steps remains the same as that laid down for type 3. However, the statement will be statement 1A. Thereafter, enter details such as the turnover of inverted rated supply, tax payable and the adjusted total turnover and net input tax credit. Next is the type 6, which is for the refunds by the recipient of deemed exports. The step remains the same as that laid down for type 3. However, the statement will be that of statement 5B. Thereafter, enter details such as net input tax credit of deemed export and the refund to be claimed. After that comes type 7. So the tax paid on supplies made to SEZ unit and SEZ developer with the payment of tax. So the steps again remain the same as that laid down for type 3. However, the statement will be statement 4. The refund amount will get auto-populated based on the statement uploaded. Then comes the type 8, that is the tax paid on an intrastate supply later held as interstate supply and vice versa. So again, the steps remains the same as those laid down for type 3. However, the statement will be statement 6. The refund amount will get auto-populated based on the statement uploaded. Next is the type 9, where there is refund by the supplier of deemed exports. So the step remains the same as that laid down in type 3. However, the statement will be the statement 5b. The refund amount will get auto-populated based on the statement uploaded. Next one is type 10, which is the refund of IGST paid on the export of services without the payment of tax. So again, the steps remain the same as that for type 3. However, the statement will be statement 2. The refund amount will get auto-populated based on the statement provided. After that comes type 11. So it is on account of the assessment or provisional assessment or appeal or any other order made by any tribunal or law governing body. Make the selection of the type of order and enter the details of the same as provided in the said document. And the last one is type 12, which is the refund on any other ground. So the reasons could be the excess interest paid via GSTR 3B. Then mention the reason for refund specifically in 200 characters along with the amount. Then step 5 is entering of the bank account details for the refund. Upload the supporting documents and declaration in refund types that mandate it. Up to 10 supporting documents can be uploaded with file size limited to 5 MB each. Preview the application and click on save. The saved application remains there for 15 days for the taxpayer's action. Click on the proceed button after checking the boxes under undertaking and self-declaration. Next step is filing of RFD-01 using EVC or DSC. So the application reference number or ARN gets generated and displayed on the screen. Taxpayers can track using this number. The ARN is also sent to the email address and the mobile number. The refund application is thereafter assigned to Refund Processing Officer. It will be processed and the refund status gets updated. So this was all about GST refund. For more details, contact Rajput, Jain and Associates. Thank you.